In a distant, parched valley, much like the one before, lived young Leo and his mother. Their well was nearly dry, and the crops withered under a relentless sun. Every day, Leo watched his village suffer, his heart heavy with a growing helplessness. He remembered old stories told by the elders about a whispering oak tree in the far north. This mythical tree was said to have brought rain to the valley in ancient times. It was said to have its own voice and knowledge of the world's secrets. Many brave people had sought it before, but none had ever returned from the perilous journey. As Leo's mother's strength faded, he knew he had to try. He made a vow to find the legendary tree and save his home. Leo looked at his mother's tired eyes and knew he had to leave. His simple pack held only a piece of dry bread, a wooden compass, and an old map. Standing at the village edge, he took a deep breath, his father's sturdy stick in hand. The sun was hot on his back, and the dust rose at his feet, but his heart was determined. He promised his family he would not return until the legendary Whispering Oak was found. He stepped onto the lonely path that wound through the dead trees and disappeared into the vast, silent hills. The village gate grew smaller with each step, a tiny memory of home. The road was a narrow ribbon of dust, leading toward the unknown northern horizon. He felt the weight of his village's hope, and it was his only strength. "I will not let you down," he whispered to the dry wind. The road soon turned into a vast orange desert where the sun was a cruel master. Every step Leo took was a struggle, as the hot sand tried to swallow his simple rustic shoes. His water skin grew lighter with every hour, and the memory of trees became a distant dream. In the burning heat, he saw the rusted remains of travelers who had tried this path many years ago. The wind howled, whipping sand against his face, but he covered his eyes and pushed on. He remembered the dry well of his village, the thirsty looks of his people, and the vow he had made to his mother. That memory became his strength, pushing him through the burning afternoon. He walked until the stars began to peek out, cold and bright above him. Even in the silence of the desert night, he refused to stop his lonely march. One windy afternoon, as Leo crested a large dune, he saw an old wise traveler sitting under the shelter of a small, dead desert tree. The traveler's beard was as gray as dust, and his cloak was patched and worn. He looked very tired and weak from the burning heat. Leo hesitated for only a moment. Although his own water skin was light, he knew the desert's rules of mercy. He knelt down beside the stranger and offered his last drops of water. "Please, sir, take this," Leo said. The old man took the water with a hand that seemed like a dry branch and smiled. "Thank you, kind boy," the traveler whispered. "A rich heart is a better guide than any map. Take this stone of protection for your journey." He gave Leo a small, polished black stone, and before Leo could say thank you, the old traveler vanished into the wind like mist. With the small stone in hand, Leo pushed on. He reached the far side of the burning desert, where jagged mountains touched the frozen sky. The path was narrow and covered in ice, and the air was thin and very cold. He was weak from the desert heat, and the sudden freezing air made his lungs burn. "I must save my home," he whispered, his body shivering. He used his father's stick to stay steady as he climbed. Just as he felt he could go no further, a massive stone guardian blocking the only pass awoke, its massive eyes glowing with a strange green light. It demanded a choice. Give me your memory of home to pass, or stay here and freeze. Leo held the black stone of protection tightly. He knew his memory was his only guide. Trembling, Leo looked into the stone guardian's eyes. He understood the test. The map was his only knowledge. Yet he saw his mother's face in his mind. Knowledge is not wisdom, old guardian, Leo said softly. He knelt and placed the rare blank map stone before the Titan. The sacrifice made the guardian's glowing eyes grow gentle. Its great stone mouth cracked into a rumbling smile. A path of warm, golden moss unfolded before his feet. Leo walked forward, leaving his past to save his future. Leaving the gentle guardian, Leo stepped forward. The ancient grove before him came alive with sound. Every silver leaf and smooth trunk seemed to whisper. Trust your heart, they echoed, a chorus of memory. Strange, pale deer and glowing foxes watched from the ferns. The forest was dense, but Leo felt no fear. The whispers did not try to mislead or frighten him. They were welcoming voices, guiding him deeper. Leo knew he was close, following a timeless melody. At the heart of the forest, the melody ceased. Leo stood before the legendary whispering oak. It was colossal, its roots gripping the ancient stone. But the great tree was dry, brittle, and dead. Its once green leaves were skeletal gray dust. Below its massive trunk, the ground was gray. Leo saw old, weathered cairns of stones, graves of other travelers who had arrived too late. A chilling, silent sorrow filled the entire grove. Leo sat by the giant, silent roots and wept. The desiccated, whispering oak was a devastating sight. Yet, as his tears fell on the cracked gray earth, a sound arose, not from his heart, but the tree. It was a faint, rasping whisper, a memory of life. "Save us, child," the vast trunk seemed to sigh. "My seed of light has been stolen by the dragon. Ask the ancient rocks. They are the path of gold." Leo dried his tears, his hope reignited. Dry-eyed, Leo followed the path of gold into a deep, silent cave. The air was cool and smelled of ancient stone. At the heart, a great slumbering dragon was coiled. It was as old as the mountains, its scales like dark flint. In its gentle claws, it held the shimmering seed of light. The dragon was not wicked, just protective and lonely. Leo asked for the seed, speaking with courage. The dragon offered no test of strength, but of heart. "What gift is greater than knowledge?" Leo answered wisely. The dragon's wisdom pleased Leo. The massive creature placed the seed in his small hand. The dragon then coiled back into the cave's shadows. Leo rushed out, the seed radiating warm life. He returned to the dead, silent grove. The gray tree and barren land watched, waiting. Leo planted the seed in the dust. Instantly, the tree shuddered with new power. Golden light burst forth, a memory regained. From the whispering oak's crown, a great mist arose. A soft, warm rain began to fall upon the grove. Every dry branch burst into life, green and strong. The gray dust was washed away, replaced by life. The rain flowed like silver rivers across the desert. Below, the old stone guardian watched and smiled. Leo returned a hero, his village safe and thriving. The old well was full, and green fields grew. Life was reborn, and a promise was kept forever.